How does crisis create authoritarians? Let's do a whiteboard. Today's whiteboard is how crisis makes authoritarians. This is going to happen because it always happens. This is you. You're living through a geopolitical crisis. Something bad has just happened. It could be an economic collapse, an energy shock, or a depression. Either way, you have just lost something fundamental that every human being needs, and that is your right to a future tense. This is your reasonable belief in three things in the near future. Belief that you'll be healthier, wealthier, and more stable. Bad thing that just happened, your savings have been wiped out or your house got foreclosed on, that's just wiped out your reasonable suspicion that you'll be healthier, wealthier, and more stable in the future. So what do? You look to people in power for answers. After all, they were probably responsible for at least some of the conditions that make the bad thing happen, so they should be able to fix it, right? The problem is they either don't know, don't care, or they can't fix it. After the 2008 market collapse, it took 10 years for a full recovery. When people are in crisis, they need immediate solutions, and any sufficiently big problem is going to take years and decades to solve, not weeks and months. But you know what you can do right away if you're in power? Shift the blame from you to others. This is not an immediate solution, but it feels like one. If you can't trust the banks or the markets, at least you can trust your in-group. So people start to divide along social and cultural lines. This is a crisis for average citizens, but for somebody in power, it's a huge opportunity. This is an authoritarian leader. He can exploit the crisis to gain more power. He does this by leveraging the power of the emerging dominant group. Let me explain that bit. He says, I'm going to solve the problem created by these other people. Forget about that guy. That guy didn't cause the problem at all. It was definitely these people. And I'm going to drape myself in nationalism, ethnicity, culture, religion, really anything that works. Moment for a wannabe dictator, because once they have power, they can hang. And that's because of consolidation. You want solutions fast, and he wants to consolidate power, so he offers you a bargain. Give me additional powers, and I will fix the system immediately. Besides, you trust him. He's in your group. This is when things go off the rails. This guy consolidates power by suspending rights, controlling the media, and manipulating finances. If none of that works, you can always go to war because it solves a lot of problems that authoritarians tend to have. Our economies are highly capitalized, which creates jobs, which reduces unemployment, which enhances loyalty. Look, I may not agree with the war, but the economy is booming. Kids are employed, and the only news that I see says that everything is going really great. It's not. This is only a short-term economic stimulus with a long-term authoritarian now in charge. You picking up what I'm laying down? That's the whiteboard. Follow and share for more geopolitics.